That does bring me to the next question, and potentially the final of the deep dive, and then we'll start exiting this meeting and broadcast. That brings me nicely back to if you can say more about how an understanding-based mediation, and I know you don't only use this title or definition for yourself, but it's one part of how you and I both work in understanding-based. And you already started saying it. Why does this matter towards our solution? Right? Everybody in a conflict, be it at home about jelly beans or at work about meetings or whatever, wants to get out of it. Right? There aren't people who are actually enjoying being there. This is uncomfortable. This is unhappy. Right?
Yeah.
So in terms of getting to resolution, you've said a couple important things. One about like slowing down in the process can really help get you a faster result. But then you're also saying that spirit of investigation. So isn't that almost synonymous with understanding at this point? And why is that a good basis for a mediation process?
I think the why lies in the fact that human needs are so fundamental to our existence. I don't know how else to put it. Maybe that's to something or other, but I think that's really what it's about. Like what runs us, why we do what we do. From the days of Maslow's hierarchy of needs in the prior century to some other communication models and things that have grown out of the study of human needs and interests, whether it's getting to yes and the Mediator's Bible, that's became some time ago, decades ago for sure, was oriented to the fact that a lot of people are just interested in different things for different reasons, and they need to just explore them and find out what they are, and you just don't know until you get into substantial discussions. But then on another level, or from another direction, I think that it's worth really studying human needs. I don't know how many people really want to do that, but needs like fairness and mutuality, needs like safety, needs like, food, clothing, and shelter. But the list gets bigger in terms of connection and even ceremony and celebration and things that I've really felt have contributed to my opportunity to work with people and bring a richer understanding to the discussion. It seems to me that it rests on the fact that these things are so fundamental to who we all are and what we care about. And a lot of them are pretty darn universal. Almost all of them that really matter, frankly, are quite universal. Again, different from what we think we need someone else to be doing in order for us to get our needs met is just the notion that we have a need for safety. And we have a lot of strategies for that. And there's a lot of strategies in the world for how to be safe. Some of them are military, and obviously somebody gets really unsafe when the response is military, if not everybody. So, I mean, even the the soldiers and the military drivers are ultimately making themselves less safe quite regularly as a result of their actions. And yet it's been a strategy for a very long time amongst humans. It's not about to disappear, but it may not really be the need itself. We may not need the military invention as much as we need the safety and some understanding and a lot of other things that can take a very long time to build adequately. And it might be a lot quicker to push buttons that blow bombs and drop bombs and things like that. Sorry, I'm taking it there because I know we weren't really supposed to go there.
Yeah, I brought it up, so of course it would have to be on your mind. I think it's only fair to bring this up at this time, even if we don't centralize.
The takeaway from that really is supposed to be primarily that none of us do study needs in any great depth, I think, in most of our education. And we don't, it's not a natural part of our family lives and community lives necessarily. In the way that I'm talking about it, in the way that universal needs stimulate the frustrations of conflict often. And if we were willing to look closely enough to see that actually the person or the people we're in conflict with share a similar need, they have a real different approach to getting it met. And just understanding it, we don't have to agree with each other that it even exists. If somebody has really nailed it and we understand them in terms of, they've nailed it in terms of their expression of what's really important to them, what really matters. We have an opportunity to say, God, I get how important that is to you. And I actually do respect it. I relate to it to a certain degree. I don't like what you're thinking has to be done in order to get your needs met. But, and it obviously conflicts with some of mine. So let me talk about those. I mean, that's part of how the dialogue would start to look after some phase.
I want to highlight that part, you know, as we wrap up here too, that piece that you just said. I'm not in agreement, or it's hard for me to hear what you think you need to get the need met, what you think I should do, what you think the world should do, what you think Johnny should do, right?